Hey, what's up everybody? Another beautiful hot Sunday here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Down here at hive number 6 for another weekly inspection. It is Sunday, August 2nd. It's probably about 12:15, 12:20. Heat index, well over 100 degrees easy, but that's pretty typical for this time of year. Been out here for a little bit, got a few hives to go, and I'll be done for this week's inspections. So hive number 6, if y'all didn't watch last week's video, I believe I found the queen. I caged her, but in doing so, I became very reluctant to mark her, and I did not mark her because I just had a feeling she may not have made it just yet. So very unsure if that was a mated queen or a virgin queen that I found last week. So this week, that's going to be the priority, to locate a queen. I don't know if it's going to be the same one or not. And if she looks like she's made it, I will mark her. So if you have not watched this hive's history, I made a split off of hive number 1, I believe, moved a few frames from a few other colonies to give them a boost. They are in a 10 frame. I didn't put them in a nuke for some reason, but I did give them 5 frames, 5 good frames of food, brood, and established comb and everything. And then the rest of the frames, I believe, are probably new, which is fine. So, oh no, actually they started out with 2 frames that had a queen cell each. Not sure what happened to those. I followed up, I think, a week or 2 later. They look like they hatched. One hatched, one may have been chewed out. Not sure what happened to those, but then in the meantime, for that inspection, the hive produced 4 kind of weak, weird-looking queen cells, and then I believe I gave them a boost with a, yeah, that's right. I moved a frame from hive number 5 a previous week, or that same week, into the colony, and I believe that may have been the queen that I found last week. So, like usual, enough of me yapping. Let's actually get into the hive, if I can get the camera position right, and see what they've been up to. Not a lot of activity on the front entrance, which concerns me. However, they do have this lid sealed pretty darn well. Yeah, so not a lot of activity at all on the front entrance, but each time I get into this colony, or hive, each week, I can see quite a few bees moving around and everything, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that, why they're not really flying or anything. Alright, they're pretty calm. Let's just give them a little smoke. I do have my queen catcher ready, so if I do find a queen, I can mark her. So that's that. Camera's rolling. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I was really looking forward to finding a queen and marking her, but like I said, I wasn't exactly sure what I was looking at last week, and I became hesitant enough just to err on the side of caution and not mark what I believe was the queen, because I was not confident that she had made it or not. So here's some leftover brood, capped brood, from making the split. And I said it last week, but knowing they do not have a mated queen, I just have to take my time, which I'm not used to doing, because all the colonies have mated, or not mated, but marked. All the colonies have marked queens, and this is what I was saying, and this is probably the picture I shared this week. That is exactly what a emerged queen cell looks like, which is why I believe the queen emerged. It is a mystery what happened to the rest of the queen cells, but nonetheless, that looks like an emerged queen cell. Saying once I get done checking that one side, I'm gonna grab my flashlight because it does have some pretty dark comb, which is hard to see. And instead of looking for one bee, the queen, which I'll continue to do, I just want to see if there's any signs that the colony has become queen right, which is obviously in the form of finding eggs, which I do not see just yet. That's also the first decent frame I've looked at, so a little early to tell. They're definitely storing a lot of nectar, which would typically be where you would find brood, but because of the lack of brood, they don't have a reason not to store nectar there. So that's a sign that you have a queenless hive. Just for anybody watching, if you had a hive that you know was queen right, and then all of a sudden the bees are storing nectar where you would typically have brood, that's just something to kind of pay attention to. So if let's see, kind of conflicted what to do here. I mean, I'm not done, but just thinking ahead. Yeah, they're storing a lot of nectar, which is most likely the sugar water I'm giving them. So if I don't see anything that looks like a queen this week, I might come out next week, even though I said I'm transitioning to bi-weekly inspections, because they should have a queen by now that's mated and laying eggs. So if I don't see that or any signs of what looks like a queen that may just have yet to mate, and then depending on how number 7 looks, where the camera's sitting right now, they're in a 5-frame nuke, which has, if I remember right, 3 frames of nice drawn foundation with a few new frames for the bees to work. So if I can't find the queen or anything that looks like a queen, I might give them just one more week, and then if they don't look good next week either, I might just combine the two. I don't see any eggs or anything yet. Let's just look through every frame. Anything that looks like a queen. I found, like I said in the intro, I found something last week, but I wasn't entirely sure. All right. Just going to double check each frame real quick. Only takes a few minutes. Sometimes virgin queens are just very difficult to find. I'm gonna give them another week. And if they don't look any better, next week, I think I'm just gonna have to combine them with number 7. So this frame seems to have the most activity with bees just hanging out. And I wonder if that's for a reason I'm not seeing. Like the queen's on here somewhere. And this has yellow plastic foundation, in case you can't tell, which doesn't really give you the nice contrast that the black plastic foundation gives you for finding eggs. And you know what? I'm glad I checked. I don't think my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it actually looks like there's eggs on this frame. Let's check the other side real quick. Yeah, it's really tough to tell. Like, very difficult. Alright, well, I'm not really sure. I don't see anything that looks like a queen. So I'm going to go with what I said, and I'm going to give them another week. See if, just see if one more week does them good. Alright, let me top them off. Let me top them off with some sugar water. They don't need much. That should do it. Okay. Alright, let's get them boxed back up. Not entirely sure what they got going on. Alright, so hive number 6 continues to be a mystery. I'm not entirely sure if they're queen right. May have seen some eggs, may not have. Didn't find the queen, as y'all saw. Found what could be a virgin queen, newly mated queen last week. Not entirely sure, but I didn't mark her. So I am going to switch gears, like I said, and start conducting bi-weekly inspections for all the hives, but I think I'll come out next weekend just to check that hive to see if there's any new developments. If they have, well, if I can find the queen, that's great. If not, maybe I can find some eggs. But again, the yellow plastic foundation in a brood chamber is very difficult to find eggs in. So that does it for hive number 6. Let's check out the front entrance real quick. This is the most activity I've seen on the front entrance. I do come out here in the early to late afternoons from like maybe 2 o'clock sometimes, 5 o'clock, but I just have not seen that much activity coming and going from this hive. As I say that, a bee just flew in with some very nice looking pollen, so from what people say, if you can only watch the front entrance, things to look for, bees bringing in pollen. They're bringing in pollen for a reason, and most of the time those reasons are to feed brood. So there's another one, and another one. So who knows, maybe they are queen right and I'm just having a difficult time finding her. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. I'll make a decision next weekend either way. I might come out and just inspect that one colony next week to see if they are actually queen right before the following week, giving them or I'm sorry, before the following week, executing my other plan, which is to potentially combine Hive 6 and 7. All right, that does it for this week. Just another look at number 6. I don't want to really call them a hive or a colony, even though I probably have at some point just out of habit. But yeah, I'll call them a colony once they actually have a queen that is laying and they have brood to take care of. So yeah, that does it for this week. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody that does. And if you hit the bell, you'll receive notifications of future videos. But yeah, that's it for number 6 this week. Real quick. Actually, I'm using a flashlight. All right, yeah, right in the center, right here around the center, very typical eggs pattern. So I'm actually going to put that side facing east, which historically is the side that most queens have liked to lay eggs in, and see if the bees over the next 2 weeks develop any of those eggs, because they look like they're about a day old, into queen cells. So yeah, last minute audible with hive number 6, because I got hive number 3 down here opened up initially to give hive number 7 a boost. But I figured since I have this hive already opened up and everything, just give them a boost, them being number 6, and see what happens over the next 2 weeks or so. So yeah, really curious to see if hive number 6 produces their own queen now that they have a good source, a frame that has quite a few eggs, day-old eggs, to do so with. So yeah, we'll check back in about 2 weeks and see if hive number 6 has made their own queens. So tune in for that video. Thanks again, everybody.